CEO Ronald from Create the Difference. I want to show you the difference between Use It by CTD and an Abralon pad. We've got a 1,000 grit pad right here. We're going to go ahead and sand this polished ball using the traditional Pro Shop method. You're going to go ahead and get the pad a little wet. Then we're going to take the pad and we're going to cut the ball spinner on and sand the bowling ball like you normally would. What we're trying to do is just show the difference between the Use It by CTD pad and a traditional conventional Abralon pad. That's all we're trying to do here. We're going to use the laser surface scanner to give us a real good idea of the difference between these two pads. We'll cut the spinner off. We will actually flip the ball over, do the other side with the Abralon pad, and then we'll scan the ball. 1,000 grit Abralon. Same concept, we get the pad wet. You should always get your pads wet first. If you don't, you will actually degrade the grit a lot faster. So just a little quick tip for pro shops out there, make sure you get the pad wet first. All right, and keeping it consistent, now what we're gonna do is wipe the ball off with the towel, and we're gonna bring the bowling ball actually out to the other portion of the shop where we can actually show you the grit of that bowling ball. It's really important to note that the reason why we're doing this is we want you to understand exactly the difference between Use It by CTD and a standard Abralon pad. So we initially scanned the bowling ball when it was polished. You can see it was 47.75. That was the initial scan of the bowling ball. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put the bowling ball back on the service machine with it. Yep, just like that. What we're going to do is we got half the ball. Actually, this half of the ball, right, was the side that was sanded with the Use It by CTD. And this half of the ball is the Abralon side. So what we're going to do is we're going to line the ball up like so. We're going to go ahead and hit scan, and we're going to scan the bowling ball. What we're going to get is two different sets of numbers here, right? We're going to get the Use It numbers and the Abralon numbers. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So this side right here is actually this side. So this is actually the Abralon side. So on the Abralon side of the ball, the grit is right around 1973. So if I spin it just a little bit, you can kind of see, you know, it's right around that 2000 area. That's what a fresh pad has given us. Now if we switch the ball, right, if we spin the ball 180, now we're actually going to get this side, which is the Use It side. And you can see the Use It side now is definitely lower. So we've got, you know, between, I see a low there of about 1,000 to 1,100 and a high of about 16 to 17. That's kind of the difference, right? So we're seeing, and this is kind of a good average. You can kind of tell there's pretty much two distinct sides here overall on the average grit of these pads. So essentially what we're showing you is that the Use It pad is cutting at a much more truer grit than the Abralon pad. And just take a look at the pads. It's kind of part of the reason why. You can see that the CTD pad, Use It by CTD, actually has a spot for the bowling ball shavings to go into, whereas the Abralon pad doesn't. You can see how they just kind of sit on there, and that actually buildup actually creates a polishing compound effect on the bowling ball, which is why one of the reasons why the lumber is so much higher. So now you got a little more information, something to think about. Make sure you check us out at ctdbowling.com. Ronald Hicklin, CEO from Creating the Difference. Have a great day.